Jake Valentine, UCR, UC Riverside. Alright, boss. This is a good guy for you to be compared to. You guys have kind of similar body types, and you're both seams in your delivery. Pretty flexible. Okay? That's the one reason with the mechanics that Weaver has. That's why he's still able to be productive the way he is because his hips are so elastic. Because he does crossfire a lot. He steps across his body. And so what I like to do is I like to work from the ground up, okay, breaking down the mechanics. And as you can see from your stride foot a little bit, you have a tendency to crossfire a little bit as well. And what I mean by that is you actually step across your center line and then to get back over. Now, I'm guessing you've done that for a long time, right? So you're used to it with your mechanics, okay? The one thing I will guard you on is if you would get more to center as opposed to stepping across center, if you get back more towards center line, one, your hips are going to fire a little bit easier, okay? So you're going to get a little bit more force generated out of your lower half because your hips aren't locked out, okay? And two, the consistency of the location might improve a little bit because you're not fighting against your entire body every single pitch. When you step across like that, a lot of times what you have a tendency to do is leave it up and out, or to when you overcompensate it, pull it glove side down and low. Okay. The reason that is because the rest of your body is trying to speed up to catch up because you're off centered a little bit, or two, it just never catches up. Okay. So for me, that's one thing I would maybe be mindful, and if you want to change it, that'd probably be my probably be pretty beneficial to the way that you throw. The one thing I do like when you start on your rotation, you get to a really good balance point right there. Okay, and that's one thing for kids that are your age usually. That it's like the first thing we have to go through is that we really have to get to a gather point so that we can drive. The one thing that's become a little bit more prevalent in pitching is from that position when we drive off the mound is to get down the hill as quick as we can as opposed to kind of dipping and driving. You do have a little bit of a dip and drive, how we get to balance, come down, and then out, as opposed to getting up and then out. The one thing, if you watch Weaver on the right when he goes through it, he doesn't really dip at all. See how he just goes. One, for a tall, lengthy body like you, it creates a little bit more down plane because when you're throwing from up top, it's coming at a downward angle so that it's got different tiers. Okay, so by the time it's getting to the mitt, it's not on the same plane the whole time, so it's changing planes, and as a hitter, that's hard, right? When we do the dip and drive like you're doing a little bit, it has a tendency to put us on the same plane the entire time and makes the ball a little bit flatter, a little bit easier to hit. If we can just get to that balance point and get down the mound a little bit quicker without breaking down on that backside, I think you're going to be a little bit more efficient in the fact that you're going to be breaking different planes on the way to home plate. It's going to be tougher for the hitter to hit. Overall, though, your mechanics are pretty clean. I'd just try to clean up those two areas, and I think you'll do a really good job. Good job.